Today we're gonna rate custom Magic the Gathering cards. Alright, we're gonna start off with the Blue Spy. It is a blue-black 1 generic enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts a creature spell, put a suspicion counter on Blue Scout. What's Blue Scout? I thought this is called the Blue Spy. Anyway, scry 1. Each time a suspicion counter is placed on Blue Scout, if Blue Scout has 3 or more suspicion counters on it, transform it. It's called the Blue Spy. It already... This is like an absolute fail. Did, like, someone change the name at the last second? Or is there another card called... No, there's not another card called the Blue Scout. They screwed up their name to their own card. I wonder how many people mentioned that. Okay, anyway, it flips into Red Spy in the base. I don't understand this. Is this a game or something? Give all creatures you control +1/+0 and haste. Whenever a creature you control deals damage to an opponent, draw a card and then deal 1 damage to each opponent. Transform Red Spy in the base back into Blue Scout if you have not drawn a card during your turn except the first one. You know what's also weird? This feels very much like a creature. How is this an enchantment? That's also a fail. Anyway, I don't think any of these things work. Nikachu at this hour because I have a conflicting stream with Magic the Gathering online in the evening. Okay, as the Bacon Cat book says, I wonder if Super Chats can bypass slow mode. I guess there's only one way to find out. Oh, where's, I didn't set up my Discord here. Hold on. Let's get the coffee crew in here, because we have Super Chats. Okay, where's the Super Chats? Starting off with Bacon Catbug, of course. Oh, where's your Super Chat sound effect? BCB Chess Part 1. So BCB Chess PT1. Okay, we got Magical Pawn. I like the sound of that. Okay, it's an Orzhov 1/1 chess pawn with vigilance. A deck can have up to 8 cards named Magical Pawn. Is that it? Oh, that's very funny. It's very flavorful because in chess you have 8 pawns. Does it get upgraded? I don't know how you would, like, basically show that. I don't know how you, like, get the flavor of that into Magic the Gathering. The promotion into a queen, knight, rook, or bishop. All right, so I guess it's funny. It has vigilance. I guess because it always moves forward, doesn't ever feel like it's moving backwards. Great stuff. I like it. It's not broken or anything. All right, back to the freebie section. We got Obstinate Simpleton. It is a, hey, don't make fun of those peasants out there. It is a white 1/2 human peasant. Vehicles can't crew vehicles. I thought that's, like, not a thing that they could do in the first place. Vehicles can't crew vehicles. Okay. Mounts can't saddle mounts. Oh, is this like... I could swear like they changed the rule. Like, you can't even play... You can't crew vehicles with vehicles in the first place. Like you used to? Yeah, true. Do not mock, Nikachu. That's right. Can chess pieces be both black and white, though? Maybe not on one side. In some versions of chess, I think you can do it. There are some chess where you can steal your opponent's pieces and use them for yourself. Okay, so if a vehicle is crewed, it can crew another vehicle. Okay, it's still okay. So basically, this Obstinate Simpleton, they're just looking, hey, can we let the world just be, you know, realistic? How does a car fit into a helicopter? That doesn't make any sense. Look, I told ye, I just don't make any gosh darn sense. That's a super pass for me. Okay, remember, any of these super chats that has a series, we're going to look at them in the second after the commercial break. So I will get to all of the singletons for a moment. Will Anderson, the giver of doom. Dooms, actually. More than one. How many dooms? Okay, it's a black 1/2 human wizard. At the end of your turn, you may sacrifice Giver of Dooms. If you do, choose a color or colorless. So you choose anything. Then each player sacks a permanent of that type. Oh my god! Do you realize colorless are lands? So is this a 2 mana? At end of turn, you may sacrifice. It's basically 2 mana Armageddon. If you do, each player sack. That's unbelievably busted. This is not gonna pass at all. Get it out to the rank with this thing. I read enough. It actually, I don't even, is it even fair for, you get to choose a color. So like for 2 black, it's just a one-sided board wipe if your opponent is all on like red or green or blue. Oh, they only sacrifice 1? Oh, each player sacrifices a permanent. Oh, it's only 1 permanent? Oh, so it's like a Pox. Okay, do you know what? Okay, that makes a whole lot more sense. Maybe I can get behind this card. Okay, I read that as like you have to, everyone, it's like all is dust. You have to sacrifice everything of that color. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, you have to sacrifice Giver of Dooms. Okay, do you know what? Maybe I can get behind this card. A charmed web she weaves always. A curse is on her if she stay. Alfred Lord Tennyson. I actually can get behind this card. For sacking 1 permanent, and it costs this permanent, that's like it's like a crappy Pox. I think I can get behind that. And otherwise, it's like, make your opponent sacrifice their 1 thing of that 1 color in play if you really need to. If you can. Okay, I do like that card. Next up, let's take a look at the Deep Drinker. What are they drinking? They live in the sea, for crying out loud. But they go dink. They go deep to drink. Okay, it's a Golgari Blue 2/2 Leviathan. That is the smallest, like the absolute smallest casting cost to a Leviathan in the entire game. It is a 2/2 Island Walk Trampler. Shouldn't this be like a minnow or something? I swear. Deep Drink. Minovsky is like, Deep Drinker. That was my nickname in high school. They drink the deep. Well, wouldn't they? They're a damn Leviathan, for crying out loud. Okay, it's got tap, dive, 10. Exile this card with 10 dive counters on it. Whenever you draw, scry or surveil a card. Remove a dive counter from it. When the last is removed, cast it without paying its mana cost. It enters with 10 +1/+1 counters. Oh, so it can enter the bat. So you have a 2/2 Island Walk Trampler up front, but you could alternatively, if you can like, it's like a thing in the ice type of thing. So whenever you draw, so as long as you keep drawing, oh, whenever you draw, scry or surveil a card. Oh, that's gonna be so easy. So like, okay, take Opt for example. Opt, scry 2, so I scryed twice, and also I drew a card. Wouldn't that like remove 3 counters? There's so many cards like surveil, surveil, draw, surveil. It's actually not that slow. I think in 3 turns you're gonna have a 10/10 in play. I think this is busted. Also, I think the stats are like way too damn good. I think having a 2/2 Island Walker for 2 mana that gives itself Island Walk and Trample, I think that's also very strong. In my opinion. Yeah, always vote for Deeply. Deep Drinker votes for Deeply. They probably drank together. Okay, next up. Trying to find someone who's not Bacon Catbug. We'll get Hey, this show is sponsored by Bacon Catbug, Majra, and everyone who we have Zarther and so many others. Okay, and Nodic, thank you very much for your super chat. Sequentia, the card on the left. We have Sequentia. Cool. Sequentia is a red-black 1 generic 2/1. It's, by the way, this is the queen of the blood fae. Those fairies are out for blood, and they're gonna get it. That's actually really cool. I love the art to this thing. A fairy vampire? We don't have any of those, do we? That's a sick-looking card. And it's like a sick idea. Those fairies are all sneaky. They're gonna suck your blood in your sleep, like the Tooth Fairy. Well, this Tooth Fairy is sneaky, we'll just say that. Okay, flying. Sequentia, Queen of the Blood Fae, gets +1/+0 for each blood token artifact you control. Holy crap, I think that's really strong. Feast, whenever Sequentia, Queen of the Blood Fae, deals combat damage to a player, create a blood token. So it gets stronger and stronger as time goes on. And it has dash for 2 mana. I think this is a banger card. I think it's very interesting. It doesn't have haste or anything, a 3 mana play. It's probably going to come into play as like a 3-1, a 4-1, and it just progressively gets bigger and bigger. Frankly, it might even be dead on arrival because it has 1 toughness, and it's hard to survive today with 1 toughness. It's just very, very difficult. Well, now I know what I'm doing for my next 2 weeks. Vampire face set. Look at the inspiration. This has to be AI art, right? No artist credits. Probably it's AI. It looks amazing. It looks just absolutely amazing. How did Wizards of the Coast not think of this? We need Eldraine slash well, yeah, some mix of Eldraine and Innistrad to mix up together. The worlds need to collide. Okay, next up, we will take a look at Brawly's. Oh no, hold on, this was a donation. I'll get to you in a second, Brawly Shadow. What the hell is this? Massacre Girl, Spree Killer, more like Spree Serial Killer. It is a black 2 generic 3/2. Okay, we gotta get in on. Well, this is one of those Yu-Gi-Oh cards over here. It's got Spree. Choose 1 or more additional costs. Oh, Spree. So for a black, when it enters the battlefield, destroy target creature. For an additional black, you can destroy target creature. So how many times we can do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. When Massacre Girl Spree Killer enters the battlefield, each other creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn for each crime you've committed this turn. And we're already targeting creatures. So like, what survives all this? Nothing. I guess an indestructible creature. You know what might survive this? Blightsteel Colossus. Isn't that like an 11/11? There's only 10. We can only target things 10 times. So they still cannot even beat. I don't even know if this is good or not. I think it's a bit nonsensical though, so I'm going to disqualify it. Is that a Yu-Gi-Oh card? It could be. Yu-Gi-Oh player designs Magic the Gathering cards. Here's Massacre Girl, the Spree Killer. Look at that joke. Yeah, at least all of them are the exact same. Yeah, I know. Was it necessary? Yeah, choose 1 or more additional times. Just it's a weird looking board wipe. Very, very weird board wipe. Wizards is currently being anti-AI art, even though I think they got caught using AI. However, I think soon it won't be taboo. Everyone will use AI art. It's great. Well, Wizards makes money off of their art, so they have to. It's actually in their incentive to have real art. It's just that some of the artists that they have commissioned to do their art end up using AI, or I guess are too inspired by AI. It just don't change the homework enough for Wizards taste. Okay, next up, Brawly's Shadow, Mr. Incredible. Oh, I love the sound of that. Mr. Dot Incredible, right? Just gonna look up. No, can't find it here. I think I've got to put a space. There we go, I found it. Okay, you're gonna make me happy. Yeah, I love the movie The Incredibles, even saw the sequel was good too. Okay, white, red, 3 generic for a 4/5 human hero with trample. If Mr. Incredible would deal damage, deal combat damage to a player, it deals twice that damage instead. If non-combat damage would be dealt to a permanent you control, prevent half that damage rounded up. Oh, I didn't know he had some absorbing power. So hold on, it deals whenever it deals down. So it's just isn't this just say double strike? Whenever you deal combat damage to a player. What's the difference between this paragraph and double strike? And he's got trample. He tramples over. It's basically the Superman of the series. There's always a hero or sometimes a villain that's just completely indestructible. No damage will actually deal to it. Not really absorption, more like super toughness, super thick. Yeah, but it says non-combat damage will be dealt to a permanent you control. Shouldn't it just be Shouldn't it be just Mr. Incredible? A little weaker? Why does it make it a little weaker double strike? It deals twice that damage instead. I don't know the difference. I don't know the nuances between double strike and this thing. It means double strike, doubles it again. Ah, that's right. Okay. So then all of a sudden, you just have to give Mr. Incredible double strike, and it's quadruple strike. Just strike them all down. I'll tell you how strong that strike. I'll tell you how strong that strike is. That strike will be so hard, we'll say it's a nice throw. Okay, next up, freebie section. Carrying the Flame. This is an enchantment for green and green and a black. Whenever a creature you control dies, you get to roll a d40. You roll a d4. Yeah, those things exist. They look like a pyramid. If the result is 4, return it to the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. Whenever a creature you control dies... Oh, I see. So there's a 1 in 4 chance that it actually doesn't die. It comes back from the dead, stronger than ever. Carrying the Flame, I guess. That flame is worth 3 +1/+1 counters. Many fall in the face of chaos, but not this one, and not today. That's a great card. I like it. Arcanus Ultra with Dwemer Craft. I don't know what that is. Dwemer Craft. This is a real word, right? Okay, we got a blue 4 generic legendary instant. Target instant or sorcery spell you control that contains the phrase until end of turn becomes an enchantment spell that loses the phrase. So our instants become enchantments, and they lose until end of turn cards. If the target instant or sorcery spell targets a single permanent, it becomes an aura spell targeting that permanent. Exile Dwemer Craft. Would this break like taking extra turn cards? It's pronounced Dwemer Craft. Thank you very much, Arcanus Ultra. I don't get it. I have a feeling this card is just like illegal. Like, what would this do for... Well, it's 7 mana. It's definitely okay. Well, no, we can't say that. You know what? In Commander, anything is possible. They said that about Omniscience, and they were wrong. This is just a weird card. I just don't know if this would work. I probably meant for, like, stuff like High Tide. I think it was meant for, like, buffs. So, like, if you buff something, like, a Giant Growth. Then you perpetually give something Giant Growth, +3/+3, until for forever. Of course, you have to exile this card. Yeah, it sounds danger. I think it sounds danger, and I also don't think this is gonna work in the game. Instant sorcery spells. Like, let's go with Time Walk. How does that work? How does Time Walk work? Take an extra turn after this one. Do we get another one every turn, or it was just a one bam thing? I think this is just a weird, funky card. I don't think this works within the rules of the game. So it becomes an enchantment. All the enchantments will be strange. It doesn't say until... Oh, it has to be an until end of turn card? Okay, target instant or sorcery spell you control that contains the phrase until end of turn becomes an enchantment spell. Oh, okay. Okay, then how about... Okay, how does, like, giant... So, I see. Buffs and nerfs don't wear off. I think that's the idea. So, you get an extra turn with an enchantment that does... No, so, it may not work. It has to have until end of turn. That's actually a mandatory clause to target. If it doesn't have until end of turn, can't take an extra turn until end of turn. Whatever. Okay, I'll give it a pass. I think it's a weirdo card, but you know what? There are weirdos out there that want to build a deck around this, so I guess you can go for it. And it's not an enchantment itself. Fog. Oh, no, don't give them ideas. Don't give them ideas. Yeah, Eternal Fog Effect. Worse than putting fog on that artifact that you can just perpetually use fogs. Sorry, the Isochron Scepter. Male's Access. That can be strong if you take off the until end of turn from a card and basically instant sorcery change to enchantment spell. I mean, that's basically how it is. Oh, it breaks fog. Frankly, if you break... I mean, it's still an enchantment. You can blow it up. So you can blow up all the enchantments on the battlefield. I don't think it would be that big of a deal. You spend 8 mana 8 mana to have like an Anthem in play that says you can't take combat damage. I think that's actually quite fair. Okay, moving on back to the freebie section. Whoops, this is not the freebie section. This is the freebie section. The Bone Collector. It is a green Golgari, black 5 generic 5/5 plant skeleton. It looks like that It Danger creature, whatever it was called. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard. The Bone Collector is not human. Well, I knew that in the first place. Thank you for telling me something I already know. Creature cards in your graveyard have a mutate cost equal to their mana cost. You may cast them for their mutate cost if they target the Bone Collector. Oh, that's... But it wasn't a human in the first place. Or isn't that... Like, why do you have to mention it is not human? It's like an alien coming down to Earth and telling us we are not human. Yeah, obviously. Not human, but has a human skull. I guess you know what? You're right, Toads. Maybe some people are fooled by the skull. I know I got a human-looking skull, but trust me, I'm not human. You can't mutate a human. I know that, but it's a plant skeleton. Like we didn't need any more info on this. We didn't need any more info. Okay. So moving on, we're gonna take a look at just some guy who does what he does. Thank you very much for the super chat. Chain Discard Lightning. It's a super serious card. The Chain Discard Lightning. It is a red-black instant. You draw a card. Discard a card. If you do, throw the card. If the card hits an opponent, that player loses 3 life. Copies and must cast Chain Discard Lightning. That is very illegal. Man, that is the last thing Wizards of the Coast would actually promote. You flinging your cards at your opponents. Yeah, that's great. Whoosh. You can like paper cut people here and there. And also, you know, the sleeves, they're sharp. You look at them sleeves. They'll cut you. They will cut you. We have to disqualify it because you cannot physically assault people with the cards. Oh, look, you have Kaiba in there. I didn't even recognize the picture. You have Kaiba flinging a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Did that bastard just throw a card at me? I haven't reached that episode yet. He doesn't have, as far as I am in the Yu-Gi-Oh series, he hasn't, Kaiba hasn't upgraded his wardrobe to what I see over here. Yeah, promotes violence. Then they get to fling one back at you. Yeah, this is just gonna go on forever. And everything is fun and games until someone loses an eye and then there's a lawsuit. Well, Wizards of the Coast promoted this. No, they did not. It would never pass. Throw my phase cradle. No way. Okay. Okay, what was this? Okay, back to the freebie section. Oh no, it's a silver. Why do people make silver border cards? Insomniac. This is a black one, generic 12 for 2 mana. As Insomniac enters the battlefield, each player notes the amount of hours they slept last night. All right, 6. Insomniac gets -X, where X is the lowest number of noted as it entered the battlefield. What the hell? So you're incentivized to like just sleep 3 hours and then it's just a gigantic creature. Okay. Not even a real card. It's not even real. Okay, next super chat. We'll take from the Mega Banani. Thank you very much. The Ruinous Splendor. Ruinous Splendor is a black, white, legendary sorcery. For each opponent with a life total lower than yours, they lose life equal to the difference. For each opponent with a life total lower than yours, they lose. So if they're 10 life lower than me, then they lose another 10 life? That's weird. I thought it was gonna be like balance, where it brings things back to balance with you. Okay, choose a legendary creature at the beginning of your next upkeep. If you control that creature, copy the spell. Interesting. So we choose legendary. Obviously, we're going to choose ours. And you have to control the creature. And then we get to keep copying it over and over again. I think it's a very interesting card. Very weird card. The true win more card, yeah. I mean, probably. So, like, I guess you win the game. I think you have to choose. No, you say choose. It doesn't even target. Left unattended. Their mere presence will be your undoing. Would this just be like a big win the game? Like you gain 40 life at the beginning of the game and then drain everybody at the same time? Yeah, finally a life-saving finisher. Put a target on one of your creatures to equalize life. I guess so. Yeah, you choose your commander. It sounds like, I don't know, you shouldn't say choose, it should be target. This actually might be a really, really, really strong card. Because just think about it. Let's say you gain a bunch of life, say 80 life, and then you cast this. Well, you just smack your opponents for like 40 damage, right? That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Okay, next up. Freebie section. Washington, D.C. That's right, the capital. Washington, D.C. can be your commander. What? Why? You may play it from the command zone. It is a legendary land. I like that idea that you can have lands in like the command zone and play them at any time. Whenever Washington, D.C. becomes tapped, it deals 1 damage to you unless it's your commander. Okay, and it's Wooburg. Ooh, interesting. So, hold on. So, okay, so basically in exchange for not having a commander, you have a 5-color land. How do people feel about this? How do commander players feel about this? You got no commander, which is arguably the best card in your deck. It's already in your hand. Your deck is built around it. And, yeah, you can play it at any time. In fact, when it dies, you can keep playing it over and over and over again. Alternatively, you can have Washington, D.C. Do you always feel like you never have enough lands in your starting hand? You wish you always had a guaranteed land drop that was Wooburg? Well, I got the thing for you. We got Washington, D.C. here. I have no idea why this is named after the capital of the United States. So it's like a command tower / mana confluence. Yes, but at the cost of your commander. You can play it from your command zone. It can be your commander. No color identity, though. How would you build a deck around? Oh, yeah! Oh, no! It's colorless. Oh, no. It's a Wooburg card, right? Because it adds all colors. Yeah, it's all colors since all colors are in the card rules. Like, so long as it has an ability. Well, this counts, right? I think this counts. It's all, I can't tell. I'm pretty sure this is still a Wooburg, like, commander. Because it includes the all 5 colors in the card itself. 5-color commander, shred it. Wooburg Painland is busted outside of commander. Oh yeah, that's true. But it is a legendary land, but that doesn't matter in commander. It deals 1 damage to you unless it's your commander. So yeah, I forgot that you could. It's just an auto include in basically any Wooburg deck. It needs to at least clarify how commander tax works, Shred, because it leaves it ambiguous. Oh yeah, if you like strip mine, Wasteland, Dust Bowl your Washington D.C. away, like you don't cast it. I think you just get to replay it over and over again. So if someone Armageddons you get to bring this back from your command zone for nothing because it doesn't have a casting cost. There's no commander tax on land. Yeah, it's Man of Confluence basically. I think it's neat. I think it has nothing to do with Washington, D.C., though, so it's a flavor fail in that regard. But it's an interesting talking point. All right, hear the music. That means we're going to thank our sponsors today, FusionGamingOnline.com. You people love your custom Magic the Gathering cards. Why not buy some real ones? Like from the Outlaws of Thunder Junction. They're ready for you. Hot and fresh singles. Ready for a new home in your commander decks, your pioneer decks, modern decks, and more. Unlock your creativity by upgrading your best decks. Buying at FusionGamingOnline.com. And of course, you'd want to do that because you would support the channel. You'd also even support it even more when you use coupon code Nikachu at checkout for 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online to play my favorite digital online digital online client Magic Online, where you can play Pioneer, Commander, one-on-one Commander, competitive Commander. Got casual and competitive on there. They got Commander leagues on there. I play Modern, Legacy, and sometimes Vintage because they've got all those formats on Magic Online. You have access to the entire card pool when you're renting with Mana Traders. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_. Oh, the coupon code changed. Hold on. 7LH. That's the new coupon code. Hold on. I gotta edit this thing. 7LH for great justice. You see that? There we go. 7LH for 10% off your first 2 months. All right, it's time for the second half of this insane show. What we got here? Oh yeah, so now it's for the time for the crazy super chats. The crazy. You got the seer. We got to start off with Mayuki. Don't worry, everyone who super chats, we're gonna get to every single super. I promise. We do it every show. The show doesn't end until we get through all the super chats, which is much to my dismay, because I have the show goes 2 to 2.5 hours long sometimes. My series for after the sponsor, Random Lotus Series. Random Lotus Series. You know how this show works. Random Lotus. Called Random Lotus. Random, somewhat inspired by Black. Oh, it's on Reddit? How can you do that? We don't have Discord? Okay, hold on. Okay, Random Lotus Series. Okay, good. I found it easily. Sometimes Reddit is so, like, bugged up. Can't get anything working here. We got the White Lotus. What is this? Is this just gonna be Moxen? Oh no, it's a White Lotus, a 1-mana artifact. Tap, sacrifice White Lotus, and you gain 8 life. That's a lot of life. Sometimes all you need to do is live a little. Honestly, I think this is literally fair. F says, Nikachu, can you tell your thoughts about why Orzhov's so weak, such a weak combination? It's not that bad. There have been a lot of Orzhov decks powerful in the past. Usually it requires like one support card. I guess the one Orzhov, a lot of great interaction. Sometimes doesn't have like a really good creature to win the day. Too weak? See, look at that. 1 mana, gain 8 life. It's not even good anymore. So we can give that a pass. Then we've got the Yellow Lotus. Oh, you're filling the cycle. So we don't have Black Lotus anymore, which is like Ancestral Recall. Sorry, like a Dark Ritual. I get it. The yellow. Whoa, why is this yellow? Okay, 2 mana. Sack it. Target creature's name, type, subtype, color, and abilities are removed until end of turn. Why don't you just say remove all abilities from target creature until end of turn? I think that would be totally fine. Don't really like this card as designed. I think this is just too complicated. Oh, remove the name, type, and subtype until end of turn. Yellow, yeah, somebody peed on it. That's what it means. Somebody peed on it. That's how it goes around here. Yeah, I'm not a fan of, like, I think it would just be simple, remove all abilities from target creature until end of turn. I think that'd be cool for 2 mana. This is just, like, more of a rules nightmare. Like, no one will enjoy playing against this card, in my opinion. It's like, what does the subtype do? Oh, how does that affect the board? Big rules nightmare. We got the Soul Returning Lotus. It's a 3 mana artifact. Tap, sacrifice Soul Returning Lotus. Add a colorless for each mana you gain, excluding Soul Returning Lotus until end of turn. Huh? So we sack it. We get a colorless for each mana you gain, excluding Soul Returning Lotus until end of turn? That doesn't make any sense to me. I add colorless for each mana you gain. What does that mean? Oh, so if I add mana, I think what it means is, like, I'm doubling my mana. So I tap for a red, I get a colorless. If I tap for a blue, I get a colorless. And it's not including the colorless I'm getting from Soul Returning Lotus. That's interesting. I think we could get behind. I could get behind it. It basically doubles your mana. I think you could go infinite with 2 of them on the board. Any card that gives a mana of your choice for 2 colorless. Oh, that's interesting. But then that's just a 2-card infinite mana combo. You know, we have a lot of those. I think that'd be totally fine, especially since you have to sacrifice this thing anyway. Double the mana in your pool and colorless. Yep, double it up. Double it up. I like it. The Cerulean Lotus. I thought this was just going to be like white, red. Do we not have a red lotus? Do we not have like a blue lotus? I thought that was the cycle you're trying to complete here. Okay, we have a 4-mana artifact. Tap, sacrifice Cerulean Lotus. Add 3 mana of any color, including colorless. 3 mana. This is fine. Don't we have worse? We have literally... Isn't Gilded Lotus like 5 mana? You can perpetually tap it for mana. Interesting. Okay, and then we got the Scarlet Lotus. The 5-mana artifact. Tap. Sacrifice Scarlet Lotus. You get an emblem with creatures you control. Get +1/+0 and have protection from red. This is a weird card. But I guess there's no other way to get an emblem. Unless it was just like an instant. And I guess every deck has access to this. This is totally fine. Yeah, Gold Lotus should make 3 treasure tokens. Exactly. Enters the battlefield. When it enters the battlefield, create treasures. And then when you sacrifice it, create treasures. Or I guess you sack and you just get 3 treasures. It's all funny. You're all wrong with naysaying the second card. There was never a time where a vehicle could crew. There was never a time a vehicle could crew a vehicle. I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know. You know what? I don't know the rules very well. The flavors are the main case. Miyuki, huge fan of the you know what? The card is never a fail if it's designed wrong. The card is a fail if it was a flavor fail. I like how you think, Miyuki. Okay, next super chat. Next big one at least. Coming from Bacon Catbug. Thank you very much for your super chat. BCB Chess Part 2. Oh my god, chess cards. Adapted the chess archetype. The chess archetype? The hell's going on here? BCB Chess. Part 3? Oh my god. Okay, adapted the chess archetype cards from Shadowverse. I know Battery is already a real card. Shrug, Knight is intended to be able to reduce to 0. Okay, first up, we got Blitz. It's a white kindred sorcery chess. It's a chess piece. What is this, a knight? Looks like Meta Knight. Kicker of black. Create a 1/1 white and black chess pawn creature token. Put a lifelink counter on it. If the spell is kicked, that token gets +1/+0 and gains haste until end of turn. And then we've got the Battery. It is a 3-mana kindred sorcery chess card. With a kicker of 4 mana, create 2 1/1 white and black chess pawn creature tokens. If this spell was kicked, put 5 +1/+1 counters on those on each of those tokens. So far, so good. Token decks will love these. The Magical Rook. It is a white 1 generic. You know, really, this should be a pawn, and like it transforms into something bigger and better, right? Does that not make sense? I think that makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, Meta Knight's Revenge. A Meta Knight showing it's lost a job in Kirby's Wonderland, or sorry, Dreamland. Found its way into the chess world. Did Miyuki super chat 6 cards? Did I miss one? Oh, hold on. Okay, hold on. Well, let's go back. Is there a last one here? Oh, there is. Oh, sorry about that, Miyuki. We have Hazy Amethyst Lotus, 6 mana legendary artifact. Tap Hazy Amethyst Lotus. During your target player's next turn, all colored mana added will be treated as colorless instead. Target player also cannot cast sorcery and instant spells until their next turn. So during target player's next turn, all colored mana added will be treated as colorless. Oh, so you basically turn everything into waste for 1 turn. And the player cannot cast sorcery and instant spells until the end of their next turn. Well, that sucks for them. Okay, back to the chess world. Magical Rook. It's a white 1 generic 1/2 chess soldier. ETB. Create 2 1/1 white, black, and white chess pawn creature tokens. 4 mana, transform it into the Magical Rook Evolved. The 3/4 chess soldier. When this creature transforms into Magical Rook Evolved, each chess creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain lifelink until end of turn. Frankly, that actually has nothing to do with chess. There are no buffs in chess except for buffing itself. And then we've got check. I like that. White, black, 1 generic instant. Create a 1/1 white and black chess pawn creature token. Choose 1. Chess pawns you control get +2/+0 and gain haste until end of turn. Chess pawns you control get +0/+2 and gain lifelink until end of turn. And entwine. I think if there was a chess piece, I think chess pieces should have, like, the rook should have vigilance, because it can like attack and defend at the same time. I think that makes a lot of sense to me. And lastly, the Magical Knight. The 6-mana 3/2 Chess Knight. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each chess card in your graveyard. That's so weird. Vigilance Haste. When Magical Knight enters, create 2 1/1 white and black chess pawn creature tokens. These are all, yeah, Chess Universes Beyond. Chess Universe. So if you're a fan of chess, I'm a fan of chess. Frankly, I don't feel a lot of flavor out of these cards. I think a transforming pawn would make a lot of sense. I think a rook with vigilance would make sense. I have no idea how you make a knight. Because the knight's ability is like it jumps over things. I guess that means that it's trample. Or has like first strike? I'm not sure. Yeah, how does castling work in this game? I like this one though. Check. You are checked. Okay, next super chat coming from. We'll take. What's another big one here? Okay, hold on. Steve Cooper has one. We've got vote for deeply or vote for flying. How does this work? Vote for deeply or vote for flying? I guess it's this one. Okay, version 2. Is this the first one? I don't know. Okay, I think this is, yeah, this is version 2. Tokens, cards plus tokens, post on Discord, non-dumb and dumb version of CC Crew Cafe. 2 versions of the same card, also on Discord. 1 wordy, 1 cleaner. That's okay. We'll go with the, we'll go with your latest invention here. The Skywinder Flyer. Flying. So this is, I guess this is President Flying. As far as I see, it's President Flying around here. For a red, black, blue, blue, white, 1 generic, we have a 4/5 Bird Dragon Citizen. Flying, Menace, and Hexproof. Other creatures with flying you control get +1/+2 and has Menace and Hexproof. Whenever players finish voting, each opponent... I like how you have the voting mechanic in here. For each opponent who votes for a choice you didn't vote for, oh god, choose one. That opponent loses 4 life. They sack up to 2 artifacts and/or enchantments of your choice. Create 2 2/2 black and blue and black bird creature tokens with flying. I love it. I love it. Next we have Innate Deeply for 6 mana. It's a 5/4 dwarf citizen. That would be like more of... I always considered President Deeply to be like a zombie because he's underground. Probably represents people underground. Non-basic island walk, non-basic land walk, vigilance, and haste. Other artifact creatures and dwarves you control get +2/+1 and have non-basic land walk, vigilance, and haste. Why do you have to have all these words on them? It's like they're so wordy. Whenever players finish voting, I like this voting thing. For each opponent who voted for a choice you didn't vote for, choose one. This is a great mechanic. So you vote. You don't vote for what I voted for. You're going to get punished. I'm going to punish you. So you create a 2/2 red and green dwarf rogue creature token with reach. Up to 2 target artifact creatures and/or dwarves you control gain indestructible until end of turn, or create 2 treasure tokens. I like this card too. We got a bird rogue. Ooh, it looks very, very snappy and also very. What is this, like the Secret Service of the Flyers? Is this the Secret Service of the dwarves? We got a dwarf rogue. I like these tokens. You people with your AI imagination, I love it. Where's Sprout? I'm not voting for that long-haired hooligan. I guess so. Okay, next up. Let's take one from Robert. Thank you so much, Robert. Pop Fizz. Artillery Alchemist. Pop Fizz is right. Okay, so we have a red-blue 1/3 Gremlin Wizard with Skulk and Reach. Whenever Pop Fizz attacks, roll a d6. Roll away. On a 1 or 2, it deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker or battle. On a 3 or 4, create a 2/1 blue construct artifact creature token. On a 5 or higher, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Also, for 4 mana, you can transform it. Activate only as a 5/4 sorcery, which becomes Pop Fizz Monstrous Maniac. There is a maniac. The 5/4 Gremlin Berserker. First strike, trample, and haste. When this creature transforms into Pop Fizz Monstrous Maniac, put 3 time counters on it. Why, we're suspending this thing already? Whenever Pop Fizz attacks, discover 3. At the beginning of your end step, remove a time counter from Pop Fizz. When the last one is removed, you transform it again. So you just keep transforming it back and forth. None of these are like too broken or anything. I don't know. Zarthar, we get to your series yet? Lord of the Rings signpost cycle? Signpost? The hell does that mean? Okay, allied. You have several series of this card. Alright, Zarathar. We got the Mage Seeker Persuader. How well will you persuade? It's a blue-white 2/1 human inquisitor. At the end of turn, if a player has played a spell on a turn other than theirs, so the blue players basically, put a +1/+1 counter on Mage Seeker Persuader. Mage Seeker Persuader has Ward 2 as long as its toughness is 3 or greater. Oh, so if you buff it up, it also has... It's got to put on that, I don't know, that winter coat. Next up. I like it. The Smooth Soloist. What does this have to do with Lord of the Rings? Oh, this is not Lord of the Rings. This is Legends of Runeterra. Yeah, LOR is Legends of Runeterra. I was just realizing, where did this Bard Rogue come from? I don't remember that from Lord of the Rings. These acronyms, it all sound like the same to me. I got so confused when they talk about EV vehicles, EV this, EV, because it stands for electronical vehicle. But when I hear EV as a poker player, I'm hearing expected value. They're selling expected value? That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, okay, Bard Rogue. Whenever you commit a crime, Smooth Soloist gains Ward 1 and can't be blocked until end of turn. This ability triggers only once each turn, so it can be unblockable. Commit crimes, and you will run I guess Smooth Soloist will get away with it. When Smooth Soloist deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Then you may discard a card. If you do, create a tap treasure token. Oh, this card's great. It's actually, like, very in line with, that John Finkel Invitational card, the, Shadow Mage Infiltrator. In fact, you probably could cast this for 2 mana, I bet. I bet for 2 mana. Poker? Hey, bro, no gambling in Magic. No, you don't gamble in Magic. You just keep the gambling in poker, that's all. You just keep the gambling in poker. The Twin Blade Revenant, the 4-mana 4/3 zombie soldier with Unnerving. When Twin Blade Revenant dies, return... Oh, dies? Did I hear die? Return a creature not named Twin Blade Revenant from your graveyard to your hand. So it's value. Yeah, and it's just a 4/3 creature. Sorry, I can't read the flavor text. You guys have these giant blocks of flavor texts. Unfortunately, I can't get to them all. I have to get through these cards. The Bakai Witherclaw. This is a green-red 3 generic 4/5 crocodile. The crocodiles have risen from the swamp, and they're coming to fight and battle. Okay, it's got Afflict 2. And when Bakai Witherclaw enters... Oh yeah, they remove enter the battlefield. I hate that. If an opponent was dealt damage this turn, Bakai Witherclaw fights target creature that player controls. Oh god! That's so unfair. I hate this fighting thing. And it's so big! It's a 4/5 creature. So you attack your opponent, you smack him for some damage, and then on top of that, they're gonna lose a creature. The next custom stream is every 2 weeks. So like not next week, but the week after that. I think it's still fair though. You don't like get the fight immediately. You got to turn the fight on. You got to pick a fight with someone. You throw the first shot. Avarosen Outriders. I definitely mispronounced that. For a white, green, we have a 4/4 human warrior with trample. And an ETB, look at the top card of your library. You may reveal that card. If it is a creature or land card revealed this way, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Oh, that's pretty cool. You upgrade everything? I think that's good value as well. Yeah, this actually looks like a very real Magic the Gathering card. Very real. Not a human! Well, these are all humans. How many are these humans? Crocodile Warrior is not a human. Not a human. I like that. Yeah, that one card had to remind us that it wasn't a human. Thought that was pretty funny. Okay, who next? What's the next biggest super chat? Okay, next up is... Oh, look at another brawly... Gary? Gary? This makes it sound like one card. It's literally one card. Oh, Gary Kasparov! That's him. He's Esper. He's a 1/1 human gamer. Yeah, I guess you could call him that. Okay, promotion. Whenever a creature you control with power 1 deals combat damage to an opponent, put 2+1/+1 counters on it and untap it. That actually makes a lot of flavor sense. But in reality, the 1/1 turns bonkers. To be honest, like in chess, basically when the 1/1 reaches the end of the board, which I guess you can call your opponent. I like that flavor a lot. That's an absolute that's your banger on about that. It turns like it's basically like if when the 1/1 hits, it turns into an 8/8 haste trampling double striker, as far as I'm concerned. Maybe it's just first strike. Queens don't really double hit anything. You never take 2 pieces at once. Okay, and interposition. If Kasparov would be destroyed or returned from the battlefield to its owner's hand, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, Kasparov phases out instead. I like this card. That part I don't know has nothing to do with chess, but I like that first ability. The promotion that was a banger on chess mechanic. Okay, I like that. Thank you so much. Oh wait a minute. Okay, next super chat. Coming from Opportunity Drive. Hey y'all, love the show. Here's some random sheesh I put together recently. Bear arms. Okay, hold on, let's look up. Did you name the topic Bear arms? Is this it? Bear arms and Kiri. Yeah, okay, got it. Okay, found your post. Thank you so much. We're gonna look at bear arms. Oh, it's literally, you have the arms of the bear. Oh, the poor bear in the background lost their arms. You just ripped them out of their shoulders. That's so brutal. He's still alive. The poor bear is still alive. You took their arms and claws. Whenever equipped to a creature, that creature's controller has the right to ignore any and all errata. What the hell? Equipped creature gets +2/+2. Equip 1. Let's start a well-organized militia. Elven Warlord Timaeus Jesrafin. Well, I like the card. However, I think it is more of an unset card if you ignore all and any all errata. So it can, definitely, yeah. He's been disarmed. Disarmed, are we right? Orbanek, bit of a comedian down here in the comments section. Imagine putting on a wet bear glove fresh off a bear. Ew, I know, it's disgusted. Yeah, card reported for animal cruelty. At least we don't see any blood around here, but I don't see his arms anywhere. Took the arm. We're gonna bear arms from the bear. Kiri, a Pothian of War. Naya for a 2/5 elf warrior with double strike and haste. Enters the battlefield, put a shield counter on her. You got it. And pay a red, tap. Kiri fights target creature. I think that's I think that's totally fine. I like that card. You get them shields. Reanimated Bone Wall. The 3-mana 0/8. Okay, already it just feels like something from Alpha. Like 3-mana wall with Defender 0/8. That was completely up their alley at the time. Reanimated Bone Wall can block any number of attacking creatures. There's a lot of skulls on that wall. Pay a black, sack a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on Reanimated Bone Wall. It's actually very interesting. It feels like a card from Beta, to be honest. It feels exactly like a card from Beta. Easy pass. The Thieving Collector, the 4-mana 0/1 gnome. X, tap, remove X counters from any number of targets. Create that many treasure tokens under your control. Ooh, that's cool. You can't sacrifice treasure tokens. That's a weird clause. So basically, I have to kill my Thieving Collector. When the Thieving Collector dies, we can sell his collection. It's a hoarder! We have a classic case of a hoarder. Steals your what is it, counters? Yeah, remove X counters. Steals your counters, makes it treasures. You weren't using that, right? Good, I'll probably need this later. Except you never will. And we got the Rock Tumbler for 3-mana artifact. Pay 3, tap, exile target artifact that can produce mana. And Rock Tumbler can use the activated abilities of artifacts it exiles. If you tap Rock Tumbler for mana, it produces twice that mana instead. This is cool. Steal opponent's counters. No, well, steal a counters and then turns into, what's it called? Turns it into treasures. I think the coolest card you designed here was the Thieving Collector. I think that's a really cool card. And then, like, if you killed the gnome, or the gnome dies for mysterious reasons, you can unlock your treasures. Okay, next up. Baking Cat Bug with Chess Part 2, right? BCB Chess Part 2. Or sorry, Part 3, I should say. No, don't know what happened to the first one. Note, Bishop Queen triggers improve after transform. Note, sorry for the word salad on King. Last ability is allow 4 copies of the card in Commander. Okay, we take a look at it. The Magical Bishop. It is a black 2 generic chess cleric. It's a 3/4. Enters the battlefield. Create a 1/1 white and black chess pawn creature token. Whenever another chess creature enters the battlefield enters under your control, target creature you don't control gets -1/-1 until end of turn, and that creature's control loses 1 life. 3 mana, transform into the Magical Bishop Evolved. Sounds very Yu-Gi-Oh like to me, in my opinion. LOL, I don't know how you make so many cards. They do it in advance. All right, I look at the Discord. I mean, they already have all these cards written up like in 4 days, and they're just patiently waiting the 2 weeks until they can unleash them all on all of you. Okay, when this creature transforms into Magical Bishop Evolved, create a 1/1 white and black chess pawn creature token. Whenever another chess creature enters under your control, each creature you don't control gets -1/-1 until end of turn, and each opponent loses 1 life. That sounds insane. That sounds very, very strong. I guess I'll pass this. I'd be very concerned about the transform part of this, but I guess it's like 9 mana, so whatever. It's fine. The next one is the Milady Mystic Queen. This looks like Bomberman to me. Does anyone get Bomberman vibes? The eyes, the very round head. They're gonna plant us the bomb. It's a black-white 1/2 chess noble. Whenever you cast a spell, create a 1/1 white and black chess pawn creature token. This ability triggers only once each turn. And then for 3 mana, you transform Milady into... Oops, where am I? You transform Milady into Milady Mystic Queen Evolved, a 3/4 chess noble. When this creature transforms into Milady, create a 1/1 white and black chess pawn creature token, and you get to draw a card. Whenever you cast a spell, create a 1/1 white and black chess pawn creature token and draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. It's basically the same thing. It's just that it gets a little bigger butt, bigger attack later on. Yeah, touch Bomberman. Very Bomberman feel. Bomberman vibes for anyone who played those games. Magical Strategy. 2 mana chess, kindred sorcery. Choose one. Create a 1/1 white and black chess pawn creature token, then draw a card. That seems insane. So you basically get a... It's, you literally invented Elvish Visionary with upside. Return up to 1 target chess creature card from your graveyard to your hand and draw a card. This card might be too strong. Oh, reanimate back and with value. The card draw makes this hard. It's like it just replaces itself. So either this is fine or it's broken, or like just maybe not broken's a strong word, but probably maybe a little too strong. I don't know. I would have to play with it. Token players would love it though. What the hell is this? It is 11 mana. For 13/13 Chess Noble. Affinity for Chess. Hexproof. When Mystic King enters, create 4 1/1 white and black chess pawn creature tokens. Whenever a chess pawn creature enters the battlefield, so under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it gets +1/+0. And haste! If Mystic King is your commander, for each chess card in your deck, for each chess card, your deck can have up to 4 cards with that name. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. There should be like 2 knights, 2 bishops, 2 rooks, 8 pawns, 1 king, 1 queen. Should be, I think the queen being the most powerful piece in the game should probably be the commander. But I mean, of course, and like, there should also be a clause. If the Mystic King dies, you die. Your soul is bound to the king, and when the king dies, you go down with it. I wouldn't recommend chess pieces in card games. The one besides the queen are quickly forgotten. She does maybe 2 things, then dies, and it's all very disappointing. It's very limited for chess decks. Yeah, it would be very limited. Well, you can have a lot of support cards. The check, the checkmate, the fork, the family fork, the theory, strategic planning. There's like a lot of, I think there's a lot of instants and sorceries you can build around this game. Okay, next up. Okay, next. Next okay, hold on. Let's get one from Fire. I'm gonna start spreading the love around here. Hey, Nikachu, been a while. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. I hope you're doing great, Fire. My post is more Stranger Things cards. More Stranger Things. Fire on Fire. Okay, we got for 5 mana, we got something that looks disgusting. It's a 3/6 horror wizard. Whenever a source you control deals damage to a creature turn that creature face down. Ah, it's a land with tap, add a colorless. Whenever Vecna attacks, if your opponents control 4 or more face down lands, you may destroy those lands. Whenever you do, gain control of each creature your opponent controls. That seems insane. If your opponents control 4 or more face down lands. How do you know they're how do you know they're a land if they're face down? Jess says, looks like Carnage before he dies in Venom 2. Spoilers! I'm just kidding. You know, they like, it was weird. Venom versus Carnage or whatever, or Venom 2. They literally leaked every best scene in the movie, like, on YouTube. I thought that was a bit weird for you know, I saw all the cool scenes with Carnage. I felt like I had no need to actually watch the movie. Vecna makes them face down. Yeah, but then, like, aren't they, like, an unknown card, technically? Or maybe not. I don't know. I guess you remember. All right, we give this a pass. It's a cool card. Blow up all their lands. It takes a while to set up, too. Eddie! Hellfire Master, the 3 So usually cards have a theme. Here we have a horror wizard. Here we have Eddie, the Hellfire Master. It's a human. Remember this one, not a human. I think that's gonna be our new catchphrase: human and not a human. Okay, this one is a human. Creatures you control have haste. Whenever you cast a spell, Eddie Hellfire Master deals X damage to any target that isn't a commander, where X is the number of spells you've cast this turn, and it has Friends Forever. Interesting card for 3/4. Alright, let's take a look at Gabriel. I don't think Gabriel got one. Hey, Nikachu, hope all is well. The card I have today is the Innocent Monster. Thank you so much, Gabrielle. Okay, this is a black 2 generic aura. You are so bold, you will super chat an aura into the show. Auras are like the weakest card in the entire game. Enchanted creature loses all abilities. Gets +2/+2, however. Okay, so it gains some abilities. And must attack each combat if able. Whenever enchanted creature attacks or dies, it deals damage equal to its power. Sorry, equal to its owner, equal to its power. That's cool. It's like turning the creature into a ticking time bomb. All right, this creature, it does nothing, but it has to attack every single turn. It also could attack you. So we want to do that? That doesn't seem like such a good idea. Though no fault of his own, doomed to degenerate into a monster and die as one. I guess so. Okay, next up, Tavashel with Cat's RGW Shard. Whatever that means. RGW. You said it's a shard. Okay, we've got the Honored Druid. It's a green 2 generic 1/1 cat druid. Enters the battlefield. Promote it. Tap, add 1 mana of any color for each different kinds of counters on Honor Druid. You can't add more than 1 mana of each color this way. Oh, so it can add 5 mana. That's cool. That's a cool mana ramp card. Then we got the Martial Rimmaw. This also is 3 mana for a 3/3 cat warrior with vigilance. Whenever Martial Rimraw attacks, promote up to one target attacking creature. You will be promoted. Your wage will go up by $2. I hope you feel good about that. And also, you'll get a dental plan. Whenever a vigilance counter is put on a creature, if it had no vigilance counter on it, untap it. What the hell? Whenever a vigilance counter is put... Oh, I see. So it's like retroactive vigilance in some case. Like, oh, you attacked? Well, if you didn't have vigilance, you now have vigilance, and we're going to untap you as if you had vigilance in the first place. Feel like this is going to be a long show. You better believe it, yeah. We're going to increase... I'm going to have to decrease the card limit to like 10. The Morig Nair Instructor. The 3-mana 2/2 cat warrior. With double strike. You strike once. You strike twice. If you would put a first strike counter on a creature that's first strike, put a double strike counter on it instead? Sure. This seems like these are all like really hard to build around cards. Ooh, the Swift Ambush. Target creature you control fights another target creature. If it has first strike, it deals damage equal to its power to that creature instead. And also the Continuous Assault. For a red and a white, it's a sorcery. After this main phase, there is an additional combat phase, followed by an additional main phase. Creatures without vigilance can't attack. Creatures without vigilance can't attack during that phase. This is very, like, Majra-like, where you create a mechanic, and then you build cards for that mechanic. At the end of your turn, tap all creatures that attack that phase. So basically, vigilance creatures get to attack twice. Cool cards. Okay, next up. Who is next up? Zarthur. With Legends of Runeterra's Signpost Cycle enemy. Or was it enemies? Pretty sure it was enemies. Or it was enemy. It's fine. You knew. Moon Dreamer. We dream of the moon. Is a black-white 3 generic 4/4 human shaman. Is a human, all right? Okay, when Lunari, Moon Dreamer enters, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Whenever a creature token you control dies, choose one. This ability only triggers once a turn. So put a -1/-1 counter on another target creature, or +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control. This is a great card. Draft playable. The Blighted Caretaker. Now, this is a 2-mana 3/1 tree folk shaman. I always thought the trees were supposed to have a big butt. Like, they're not good on attack because it's a tree, for crying out loud. Like, it's just a stationary thing. But it should have good defense because, I mean, it's a tree. Have you ever seen a car versus a tree? Car usually loses, in my opinion. As an additional cost to cast Blighted Caretaker, sacrifice a creature you control. Well, that's not good news. When Blighted Caretaker enters, create 2 1/1 green sapling creatures. I think this is a totally fun card. Very, very balanced. I think the flavor on the tree, though, part is a bit poor. Is this music copywritten? Do you have to pay? I do not have to pay to use it. Basically, you know, Nintendo, they're a little bit loose on the music being used by other people. A lot of YouTubers use Nintendo music. There is Kindred Researchers. This is a blue-green 2/2 human scientist frog. When you cast a creature spell that doesn't share a creature type with a creature you control, choose one! This ability triggers only once each turn. Draw a card, then discard a card. Put a +1/+1 counter on Kindred Researchers. Well, let me get this right. This is like, let's see. Draw a card, then discard a card. So it loots for 2 mana. Put a +1/+1 counter on Kindred Researchers. How do I put this? Whenever you cast a creature spell that does... Oh, I see. Okay. Choose one. Okay, so I thought it was like an ETB. No, so when you cast more creatures, you get to use this ability. Okay, that's cool. It's very fair. It's actually very, 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 very nice. The Spirit of Wuju. It's a 5-mana 3/2 spirit with flying. And it costs 2 less if you've cast 2 non-creature spells or more this turn. When Spirit of Wuju enters, draw 2 cards, then put a card from your hand on the bottom of your library. So if you've cast 2 non-creature spells... Okay, that's fine. There's actually a lot of cards similar to this. I can't remember. There's that one If you cast an instant or sorcery spell, like, it costs, like, 3 less to cast that turn. I can't remember. It's like a 3-mana 3/3 with prowess or something like that. It has a very similar feel to it. Draw 2 cards, and then put a card from your hand on the bottom of your library. This probably... Hold on. The second part might be broken. Okay, so if you... It costs 2 less to cast if you cast 2 non-creature spells this turn. So if I go, like, Manamorphose, Lightning Bolt... I get to cast this thing for 2 mana. Or if I have 3 mana, I can just cast Manamorphose. No, I have to cast 2 spells. So it has to be Manamorphose, another spell. This actually could be broken. Because the whole draw 2, lose... If it was draw 2, discard 2, I could get behind this. Draw 2, discard 1, or put... It's not even discard 1. Just put a card from your hand onto the bottom of your library. Yeah, consider. You could do that as well. It's pretty strong. It'd be crazy if you blinked it a bunch of times. Yeah, you know what? I think we have to say no to this one. That is really, really strong for a 3/2 flyer. It's got to be... I don't know how to balance this thing. But the fact that it costs 2 less if you cast 2 non-creature spells this turn... There's a lot of... Like, between... 2 rituals will get this in play, right? Like, turn 2... Ritual, Manamorphose, put it in play, get an extra card, start blanking it. I think too strong. Yordle Captain, the 4-mana 3/4 Yordle Soldier, Vigilance. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it has the same power as Yordle Captain or less, put a +1/+1 counter on it. I like it. Next up. Who's next? Here, let's get somebody who hasn't got a card at all. Probably paying like $2 or something. Let's get one from Fox. Regenerator. What is Regenerator all about? It's from the video game Dead Space. It is a 6-mana 6/1 zombie necromorph with Menace, Intimidate, and Undying. For as long as Regenerator is on the field, other necromorph type creatures have Undying, Menace, Intimidator, and +1/+0. So basically, this is the Lord of Atlantis for zombies, I guess. For necromorphs. What the hell is a necromorph? How many necromorphs are even in the game? I mean, okay. Yeah, I'm not going to say this is bad. Yeah, it is not a human, Mordrak. You nailed it. Yeah, it passes the not a human check. Just in case anyone didn't need to know, which means you can mutate on top of this if you would like to. It's a delicious thing to mutate onto because it's got a lot of abilities. Okay, hold on. Corbinek said, like, they have a small super chat hoping to get... You know, where's your super chat, Corbinek? I don't see it. Oh, you do. Oath to Disorder. Sorry if it's wordy. Oh, God. You only donated $2 for a super wordy card. Oath to Disorder. What the hell is this? What's this with this formatting? You've centered all the words when really it should be shifted to the left, right? Alright, 3-mana instant. Only mana from land sources can be used to cast this spell. No mana dorks, no soul ring, nothing. Oh, well, soul ring couldn't add mana anyway. All players reveal cards from the top of their deck until they reveal a creature card. Each player may then choose to pay life equal to its casting cost. If they do, the creature enters the battlefield tapped and loses all abilities until the start of its owner's next upkeep step. So basically, your card does nothing until next turn. If they don't exile the card and gain life equal to the casting cost, shuffle other cards revealed this way back to their owner's decks. That's cool. So basically, you prevent people from like having ETBs, but you don't prevent, I think, okay, reveal cards on top until they reveal a creature card. Each player may choose to pay life equal to the casting cost. If they do, it enters the battlefield tapped. Oh, so they're not even casting it. Interestingly enough. So no casting cost for that thing. Yeah, I like it. I like it. It's a weird card, but I actually think it's fair. Everyone gets a card. Who the hell will pay? Who the hell? So if you have life, you pay life to get the card. If you don't have life, you can sack the creature to gain life. You got a little something for everyone here. A little something for everyone. Okay, we're back full circle to Miyuki. Just adding on to my first series Super Chat because there's 6 instead of 5 by accident. Oh no, you didn't have to do that, Miyuki. I think we got we got that 6th one, right? I think we got the 6th one. You didn't have to Super Chat for that. You already paid. You already paid. Sorry about that, Miyuki. Well, so for this, we're gonna donate it to the freebie section, I guess. Also, if you repeat the your old Super Chat, I need the name of it. Unless I can just look you up, Miyuki, but I can't. It's too difficult. Miyuki is a legend. All right, to the freebie section. Oh yeah, this was it, right? Oh yeah, this was the one from Reddit. Okay, we're gonna donate. That'll be worth 2 donations. The Mournful Execution. We got a black-white instant. Destroy target non-land permanent. Its controller may Fate Seal 2. I can't remember what Fate Seal is. Oh. Okay, so we destroy target non-land permanent. Then if we blow up our opponent's creature, they can Fate Seal 2? I don't even think this is necessary. Why not? Oh, it's non-land permanent. It's anything. Cool card. So basically, they can like stack your deck for the next 2 turns, or get rid of the top 2 cards. They can do whatever they want with the top 2 of your cards. Bacon Cat Bug says, okay, hold on, I'll get, what is it called, Bacon Cat Bug? Oh, in part 3 of chess? Okay, I'll get Kaiku Dreadmaw. 6 mana for a star. This creature is green, and it's not a human. Power and toughness are each 6, and it has trample. They're just rewording in a really stupid way. Okay, let's get back to the chess one. What is it called? BPB chess? Or is PBP? PBP chess? It's called chess something. Oh, BCB. BCB. Said part 3, I missed one. Which one did I miss? The Mystic King. Oh, we didn't do Checkmate. I think we missed Checkmate. Okay, we have 10 mana for a Kindred Sorcery Chess, Affinity for Chess. Create 5/1/1 white and black chess pawn creature tokens. Chess pawns you control get +1/+0 and gain haste until end of turn. This is the one. I think this is the one we missed. I don't remember Checkmate. We definitely did Magical Strategy. Oh, I thought this was a dual card because you had a bunch of double cards over here. So I thought when I clicked on this, it was going to be a double. It didn't end up being a double, and I just completely forgot about it. All right, next up, we got... who do we do next? Okay, Brawly Shadow. Elastigirl! Oh, I can't wait to see this one. Elastigirl, very, very flexible. We have a blue-white 2 generic 1/6 human hero. Defender, reach. Elastigirl can block any number of creatures. Because she can stretch like Stretch Armstrong. Okay, and we got, whenever Elastigirl blocks a creature, that creature loses Death Touch and Trample until end of turn. Then put a stun counter on that creature. Love it. And as reach. Yeah, she can reach up really high. She stretches very, very well. Okay, next up, we're gonna look at Fox. Are you chaotic? I don't know. Are you? Are you? Are you okay? I'm just not spelling this right. Well, the problem with Discord is you can look up things, but you got to be like really precise with the wording. Okay, are you chaotic? We got the MS Paint. Looks like some sort of table flip, kick in the air action going on here. This is an incredibly graphic depiction of somebody resigning a game of Magic the Gathering. It's an instant for 5 mana. You may reveal this card in your opening hand. Then you and your opponents discuss whether or not you can flip a table during the game. If the answer is no, you may take a mulligan. Oh god. Only cast when a player declares combat towards you for the 3rd time in a row. Before attackers are declared, you and your opponents treat the table as though it had been flipped and end the game. If this spell is countered, you lose the game. I don't know, it's a gimmick. Yeah, it is an uncard for sure. Okay, it passes as an uncard. It does not pass as a real card, that's for sure. Yeah, someone turn one Ragavand again. Very flavorful. That might be that could be the thumbnail. I love the art. I love you made your own art. You see other people, they're using AI generated art. You made your own art. I give a lot of credit. Huge props to that. Huge props to this is a beautiful. I love that look, you kicked the table. It's a table kick more than a table flip. Okay, next up. Spectral Maniac, Chaotic Chimera. We just saw Chaotic. We already saw one Chaotic card. We're moving to another one. Probably the strongest card currently in Shadowverse rotation. So this is a black, red, 9 generic. So it's 10 mana to cast, which is insane. It's a 6/6 Demon Chimera with Fusion. Once each of your turns, if you've lost life during your turn 7 or more times this game. So if you lost life 7 times, you may reveal Chimera from your hand and exile another card from your hand. Costs 3 less to cast for each card exiled with it. And Infernal Hunger. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 6 damage to each opponent and each creature your opponents control. Then you gain 6 life and draw 3 cards. So you have to do it like, so it's like, it's almost like Uro in the sense, or it's not like, maybe not even Uro. It's more like, it's giving me Archon of Cruelty vibes, where you want to try to cheat this thing in play, but it seems like super hard to get in play, even with the, it's just super hard to cast. You have to lose life 7 times. If you've lost life during your turn 7 times, it has to be 7 more times this game. Yeah, I mean it's fair. I don't see how it's broken. You may reveal Chimera from your hand and exile only 1 other card, so you only get like a 3 mana discount. So it goes from 12 to 9. Oh my goodness, it's on sale. Not really. So ain't no show like a custom show, because a custom show don't know how to stop. No, it does not know how to stop, that's for sure. And we got Majra's in the house. Welcome everyone to Majra. Hope the rest of the Wolf deck. Part 6 of the Lalovesk. Part 6. I have 2 Superchat sound effects at the same time. Okay, part 6 of... Hopefully I'm just gonna be able to find it. There we go. I was able to do it. And with that means he's got like 15 more cards to go. Okay, Verge of the Lalavesk. It's a land. Enters tapped. Also adds colorless. That sounds... Why is it red-green when it only adds colorless? So pay 2, tap, search your library for a forest and a mountain card. Put them on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. This is a great card. I think there's a lot of people who would want to play with this type of card. So it's like it's a land that adds 2, and they come in the battlefield tapped. It actually makes me wonder why Wizards hasn't invented a land like this yet. I think this land makes a ton of sense. Too much tap lands with this card. And as the battlefield tapped, then it goes tapped again. Oh, you know what? I thought you also made your own MS Paint art here. It was close though. Okay, 2 mana for the second clue, Lalavesk. Chapter 1, investigate. Chapter 2, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Gain life equal to its mana value. Also, Chapter 3, target creature explores twice and draw a card. And you draw a card? Okay, this card is a bit pushed. Majra has is pretty good at making cards that are pretty... They're like not immediately broken, but they're probably just too much value. So it's a delayed artifact or enchantment destruction spell, and you gain life. You investigate, so you draw a card. And then you get to explore twice and draw a card on top of that. Target creature. I guess you do need a creature on the battlefield, or this thing is useless, so maybe it's okay. That land doesn't sack, so it ramps 2 each turn. Oh, does it? Search your library. Oh, it's broken. Oh, you're right. Yeah, this is totally broken. No way in hell this is playable. Every control deck would play this. Every single control deck. They'll just go get, like, Volcanic Island type cards and, like, Tropical Island like cards, or Breeding Pool or whatever. This is absolutely insane. Oh yeah, that's interesting. You would have to destroy this if you have no other targets. That's true. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, and if you've got nothing, it will blow itself up. All right, you know what? I like that. That's balanced. I think Majra accidentally balanced this card. Oh, it's a mistake. You meant to sacrifice your Verge of the Lalavesk. Okay, moving on to Flowering Sword. 2 mana, equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+0, has Provoke. And if equipped creature would die, sacrifice the sword instead. Equip for 1. Okay, Broadsword of the Falls. 2 mana, artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2. Equipped creature attacks. You may have it fight target creature you don't control. Oh, that's getting a little pushed here. You may. Whenever a modified creature attacks, you may untap equipped creature, and so like it has vigilance. If equipped creature would die, sacrifice Broadstorm of the Falls instead. This is too strong. I think this is a bit too pushed. I'm not full. This would be like a limited bomb. On top of that, I think this is just a very, 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 very strong card. Basically, you can perpetually attack everything. I think. Blooming Bark, 2 mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+3 and has vigilance. See, why didn't you just word it like that last time? Equipped creature attacks, you gain 2 life, and if whenever a modified creature attacks equipped creature can block an additional creature each combat. If equipped creature would die, sacrifice Blooming Bark instead. This is a little bit more reasonable. Equipment are not respected enough. We'll tell that to Shadow Spear, Colossus Hammer, amongst other ones. Okay, we got part 6 of the Lalavesk. Okay, next up. I guess let's sprinkle a Bacon Catbug one here. We've got Opportunity Harvest. Sorry, Opportunistic Harvest. Fetch lands, bad. Trying to put some hate on the fetch lands, huh? We got a 5 mana sorcery. This spell may be cast as though it had flash and cost 2 less to cast. If an opponent had a land enter their control from their library this turn. What the hell does that mean? Let me reread this. Okay, the spell may be cast as though it had flash and cost 2 less to cast. An opponent had a land enter the battlefield, land enter under their control from their library this turn. Okay, so if they fetch, this thing costs 3 mana. Search your library for up to 2 force or plains cards, put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Ah! So you play your Opportunistic Harvest, and in response, I'll play my Opportunistic Harvest. Totally fine. Next small super chat coming from Brawly Shadow. Ultraviolet. I made up a hero for her name. Thank you very much. Brawly Shadow. Again, continuing with the Incredibles. We have a blue-white, 1 generic, 1/3 human hero. Blue-white tap, put a shield counter on target creature. Yeah, that's a banger ability because she made shields. That creature gains Shroud until end of turn. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, exile target non-land permanent that player controls until Ultraviolet leaves the battlefield. I love it. That's very flavorful to the show. The shield. She literally makes shields. That's her power. All right, next up. Okay, hold on. Let's get a bunch of $2 ones in here. Yeah, let's get just some guy who does what he does. Gritson, Eternal Solitude. It's a 9-mana 10/10 worm. It's got affinity for creatures though, so you got a lot of creatures in play. Is this see-through? It's see-through. The art, you can see right through it. I've never seen that before. We can change the art. Right now it has Majra's Saga picture behind it. Okay, affinity for creatures. Whenever a creature you control dies, Gritzin gets X +1/+1 counters, where X is that creature's power. At the beginning of your end step, Gritzin of Eternal Solitude fights every other creature you control. What the hell? Gritzin truly wanted friends. However, his eternal hunger would never stop him from eating even the friends themselves. Crazy card. I guess it's fine. Whenever creature control dies, gets plus whatever. At the beginning of your end step, Gritzin Eternal fights every other creature you control. Okay, so it's going to be basically going to be the only creature in play. You can deal with that or deal with nothing. Zarthur with Jack the Winner. Jack the Winner. Winning, too busy winning around here, I guess. Yeah, the transparent PNG moment. Jack the Winner is a 6-mana 6/6 Shark Rogue Warrior. Haste Trample. Pay 3. Untap Jack the Winner. Deals damage to its power to target creature you don't control and another creature you control. Create a treasure token for each of those creatures that died this turn. Sorry, died this way. So it's an untap effect. So you get to attack. Trample Haste. You get to attack for 6. Projectile deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. So it like fights it. Another creature you control. So it damages 2 things. Create a treasure token for each of those creatures that died this way. Okay, cool. It's like a Jack the Winner. Is this like a take on Jack the Ripper or something? Jack them really hard. Oh god. Is this a family-friendly show? It's a family-friendly show. Wandering Pict says, I almost never manage to catch a stream. Feels surreal to be able to actually interact. Welcome, Wandering Pict. Welcome. Welcome to your... Oh, you have like a dinosaur avatar of some sort. Alright. Oh, this is a Legends of Runeterra card? Okay. I just don't know the lore to this thing. It's only... I think it's fine. It's pretty expensive. You like you basically double strike your creatures upon untapping them. Alex Gibson with the Illusionary Days. Okay, we've got 2-mana instant. Carry target creature or planeswalker spell unless its controller pays 3. If they do, create a 0/0 blue illusion creature token with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Is that it? Counter target creature, so we get to counter someone's spell. That's fine. It's like a giant. It's a mana leak, and if they do, so if they actually pay for it, we get a blue. So we get a illusion creature token with 2 counters on it. And it's got Ethereal 4. Exile this card from your graveyard. Create a 0/0 blue illusion creature token with 4 +1/+1 counters on it. Very interesting way of buffing up Mana Leak. Very creative. And no dick. We've got Pyo Day. Oh, this is the second one. The card on the right. Could have just donated $4 or $5 and we get both of them at once. Okay, Pyo Day, Inkcaster Adept. It is a black-white 2 generic 3/2. Another. Oh, this one is a human. Is not a fairy vampire. Is a human wizard. If you would create 1 or more creature tokens, instead create those tokens plus an additional 2/1 white and black inkling creature token with flying. Another token generator. Everyone loves them tokens. White, tap, sack an inkling. Target creature gets +X until end of turn. Where X is that inkling's power. Also, black, tap, sack an inkling. Target creature gets -X until end of turn. Where X is that inkling's toughness. Cool card. Definitely pass on I'm sorry, definitely print this card. Oh god, Majra. How deep does the Lalavesk get? How deep would you say is this entire series? Part Settlement of the Lalavesk. Alright, we get to another one. We have a green aura. Enchant creature you control. It's called the Flowering of Aggressiveness. When Flowering of Aggressiveness enters, enchanted creature fights target creature you don't control. When enchanted creature dies, draw a card. Oh, I like this, actually. I really like this card. This is definitely something Wizards could make. So it's effectively like you turn your creature into a grenade, and if it dies... So, like, either you 1-for-1 someone's removal, or if for some reason your creature dies, you get a rebate by getting being able to draw a card off of it. Flowering Enthusiasm, red aura. When Flowering Enthusiasm enters, you also get to draw a card. Enchanted creature gets +1/+0 and has haste. Totally fine. I think I could see this. Actually, could see competitive play in Modern. There are these like, and Pioneer. There's these like red aggressive decks with haste. You just throw this on them. They get prowess. They draw another card to find more cards like this. It would definitely have a lot of synergy there. Flowering Tiredness. It's a white aura. Image looks tired. When it enters, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step unless they pay 4. Oh, so it's basically like a superior pacifism. Frankly, we should probably get to that point where we're doing something like that. Deep Mountain Mystic, the 2-mana 2/2 Wolf Shaman with haste. Equipment spells you cast 1 less. And then whenever an enchantment or artifact you control dies. Were they creatures? So why is it that our enchantments and artifacts dying? Anyway, Deep Mountain Mystic deals 1 damage to any target. If that enchantment was an aura, it deals 2 damage instead. If that artifact was an equipment, it deals 2 damage instead. I think you mean... So I think it was worded improperly. I think you mean like whenever it goes to the graveyard. Because they don't die, or they get destroyed, or something to that effect. Okay, Blossoming of Stillness, the 3-mana aura enchant creature. They can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. Creatures your opponents control enter the tapped with a stun kill. Whoa! That is a beating for them. Not only do your creatures enter the battlefield, they don't even get to untap next turn. They probably want a short form for non-creatures dying. Probably. It doesn't work like that. Should be put in the graveyard from the battlefield, not dying. Exactly. 100% agree. Okay, Wandering Picked. Welcome to the show, Wandering Picked. First of, I tried a thing. It's okay, what's the... I tried a thing. Don't we all? Okay. We've got... Magos Luwinhoke. So honestly is a very Majra sounding username, or is that like name? It's a 4-mana 1/3 human. So it is a human, even though it doesn't look like one. Flying Death Touch, Toxic 1. When Magos Luwinhoke deals combat damage to a player, draw a number of cards equal to the number of poison counters on that player. Oh, when it rains, it pours. So you get more poison, you're even more dead. What was the other one? You have Luluwek's Immunity for 4 mana enchantment. You can't gain poison counters. Creatures you control have protection from Death Touch. Okay, next up. Opportunity Drive. Empyrean Graft Engine. What is an Empyrean? Or is this like, is that just a bird in the game? Empyrean Graft Engine is a 3-mana artifact. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you can pay double white. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on counter and a flying counter on that creature. It becomes an angel in addition to its other types. Oh, are they angels? Yeah, I didn't snipe you. I feel less bad. No, there's no 4-hour show. Let's do this. No, I have to leave at some point for a different thing. Luwinhoke is a Dutch name. My apologies. You can use whatever name you want. I don't care. Maybe I now know where Majra gets their names from. Empyrean relates to angels. Oh, okay. I see. That actually makes some sense. Oh, maybe I was looking at angels the entire time. They just look like birds. I now know better. This is a cool card. So basically, it's an artifact that lets you turn more stuff into angels. They fly. Fly, you fools! Fly. Okay, let's get through some of the bigger super chats again. Ooh, probably Shadow with Syndrome. The bad guy. Okay, we have a black, white, 3 generic, 3/5 human artificer. Yeah, he is an artificer because he makes inventions. All creatures have flying and first strike. Tap. Detain target creature, which is also what he does. At the beginning of each opponent's end step, they face a villainous choice. Where's a villainous choice sound effect? They discard a card and you draw a card, or they have you create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token. With this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. Guy builds robots. Loves his robots. Also loves his heroes. Also very envious. Fox Tashikata with "You're effed!" You're effed, huh? Interesting choice of words. It's a reference from the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Okay, how do I look this up? F star. Well, there goes my monetization. Well, it's not gonna be that bad, don't worry. Okay, we have a 5-mana artifact. Tap once per turn. You can tap this card to tell your opponent you're effed. When your opponent is told this, they take 1 effed counter. When your opponent has 5 effed counters during upkeep, they must mill 20 cards from their library. Oh boy. Oh boy, what? You're effed. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. What a funny card. I'm not actually familiar with the show or movie or whatever the hell this thing came from. Okay, next up. It's Majra. Majra of always will have like a million. The whole story. It's part 8 of the Lalabesque. Comments below if you're a fan of Majra. And the series of cards. I guess if you're a fan of wolves, you might be a fan of Majra. Finally, someone who understands them. Okay, we got a 3-mana, 3/3 Wolf Warrior Citizen with Vigilance. Whenever a modified creature attacks an opponent, it gains +2/+2 until end of turn. Whenever a modified creature attacks you, you gain 2 life and then create a treasure token. I like it. Totally fine. Whoops, I'm skipping ahead here. Blossoming Mystic, 2-mana, 2/2. Vigilance, aura spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and whenever an enchantment enters from your graveyard, create a 2/2 green plant creature token. So we are reanimating the auras. I think I think this is a good card. I think it's interesting. The 2/2 Vigilance Wolf that reduces auras. You get 15 cards. This is Majra's cards 11 to 15. The Deep Forest Mystic, a 2/2 for 2. It's a grizzly bear, except it's a wolf. It's a wolf shaman with reach. Constellation. Just throwing these random mechanics out there. Whenever an enchantment enters under your control, create a 2/2 green plant creature token. If that enchantment was an aura, untap target land. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. So whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield, we get plants. And they're all grizzly bears. And if we cast auras, we untap our lands and potentially draw cards. This one might be strong. Any enchantment. There's a lot of enchantments out there. Maybe a 2/2 is not so bad. Always bordering from on broken. Blossoming of the Passion. Nice art. Red, red, red aura. Such a weird aura for triple red. When it enters, choose a color. It deals damage equal to twice your devotion to the chosen color to target permanent. Okay, that's very red thing to be doing anyway. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, other attacking creatures get +2/+2 and trample until end turn. What the hell? Why do we have this extra ability on here? Okay, whenever it attacks, other attacking creatures get +2/+2 and trample until end of turn. Maybe this is okay. What if you had a dedicated Majra day or something for all the custom Majra cards? Well, if he wants to pay for it, go for it. I'd be interested. It's like, Majra donated this whole show of Magic the Gathering cards. Just 2 hours of Majra. And I see how well the analytics do. Blossoming of Dreams. A white aura. When errors, choose a color. You gain life equal to twice your devotion of the chosen color. And whenever enchanted creature attacks, all other attacking creatures gain a shield counter. That is so strong. That is so strong. I'm hoping that's fair. I am hoping that is fair. I'm probably going to hope wrong. Spectral Maniac, thank you so much. Atem. Is this from Yu-Gi-Oh? Ambivalent Deity? Okay, let's take a look. Commander take on a Shadowcraft legendary. Isn't Atem, I think there's an Atem in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, it's literally the spirit within Yu-Gi. 7 mana for a 7/4 God with Eminence. Whenever you exile a card from your graveyard to play a cost, if Atem Ambivalent Deity is on the battlefield or in the command zone, you get an experience counter. Also, when Atem Ambivalent Deity enters the battlefield, it deals 7 damage to target opponent. If you have 20 or more experience counters, transform it. I don't know how you got 20 experience counters, but you got 20. And now it's Atem, God of Life and Death. It's a 9/6 god with vigilance. When this creature transforms into a Atem, God of Life and Death, you gain 7 life. Because who doesn't have... People want... You can never have enough life around here. Mill 10 cards, add 4 mana in any combination of white or black, and if a source would deal damage to Atem, prevent all but 2 of that damage. Atem is also a pharaoh from Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, the spirit, right? Well, anyway, for 7 mana... Oh, it's got Eminence! Whenever you exile a card from your graveyard to pay a cost, if Atem is in the battlefield or the command zone, you get an experience counter. Oh, I see. That's how you get to flip it. That's how it's done. So you can flip it in the command zone? Does it still have a casting cost? No. I guess you still have to cast it for its original cost. You better. Don't be playing that second half for free. That'd be broken. Does Leyline of the Guild Pact affect Devotion? It doesn't, right? It does. Devotion would be 4 green. I know that because someone used Nykthos with it on me, and I was not happy about that at all. I was a very, very, very unhappy camper. Incredibly unhappy camper when that happened to me. I meant to say, don't test me. I can totally do a whole show by myself. Oh my god. The pockets to Majra go deep. Very deep. Okay, Steve Cooper with $10 super from me because also has post non-dumb/dumb version of Coffee Crew Cafe on the Discord. Okay, non-dumb. Can I find it off of this? /dumb versions. Non-dumb and dumb versions. So this is the non-dumb version of the Coffee Crew. Oh, and then I say, yeah. And donate 3 to the freebie section too, I guess. All right. Okay, we got the coffee. This is the Crew Cafe. This is where you guys are hanging out right now. It is a legendary land. Pay 1, tap, choose. Create a coffee token. It's an artifact with tap. Sacrifice this artifact. Target creature gains haste until end. It gains haste until end of turn. I like that. Need your coffee to start the day, that's for sure. Create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token named Coffee Crewmate with haste. Also, you could create a 1/1 blue merfolk creature token with Island Walk. Yeah, for anyone who understands, I'm like a merfolk master. I have a feeling many of you don't even know I play this game or what decks I play. Oh, Jared! Cool meeting you at the NRG this weekend. You're welcome, Jared. Nice. I also very happy. I always love it when people approach me and I get to meet the fans. Next up, we also have the dumb version. Okay, so this is the busted version. So you made a fair one, and then you decided, let's make one that's not very fair. It's a legendary land. Okay, same ability. Pay 1, tap, choose it. Create a coffee token. It's an artifact. With tap, sack this artifact. Target creature gains haste until end of turn. Okay, that's the same. Or, create all colors, 1/1 creature token named Coffee Crewmate. It has one of the following creature types and abilities. Human, merfolk, lord, rabbit with island walk, raccoon, frog, food, cat, insect, werewolf, human, priest, homunculus, wizard, anime human with shadow, duck, anime zombie, dragon, Digimon, human Hattificer, anime vampire, lord, zombie with decayed, food, human bringer, anime bird, human gamer. I'm surprised you don't have bacon on there. For at least bacon cat bug. Or do you have, I guess it just counts as food, right? guess you nailed all the food types with that. Basically, that's a huge shout out. Huge shout out to the entire coffee crew out there. For everyone who joins the show, you probably could recognize yourself somewhere in this. Yeah, with 3 super chats, we can go back to the freebie section. All right, the hipster chick. Blue-white human creature at the beginning of each end step. If the vibes are good, the vibes are good, draw a card. If the vibes are bad, exile hipster chick instead. If the vibes are good, if no creatures attacked and no players took damage this turn, otherwise the vibes are bad. This is a vibe. Frankly, this is a nonsensical card. I don't even know how to play with this damn thing. I don't know. Who's going to judge when the vibes are good or bad? One day I'll be here enough time so I can be a bird creature. Do we not recognize a bird? Well, you're at least a creature, right? Maybe we don't have bird on here. I guess we don't. We do have flying. But we don't have bird. No, we have bird. Anime bird human gamer. We got bird. Bird is in there. The bird is the word. Okay, moving on. Ignited Elemental. Triple red for an elemental planeswalker. Was like, this is the elemental. We are facing lightning and fire itself. -1, add double red. -2, you may destroy target artifact. Creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. Oh, wow, these are all minus abilities. And -3, ignited elemental deals 4 damage to any target. That's pretty cool. So basically for 3 mana, we get we're gonna at least deal 4 damage to something. And it could be, depending on your board state, you get a little upside everywhere else. 10 and nothing sage. They decided to make 1 with nothing a creature. It's a black 1/1 human monk. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, if you have no other cards in your hand, Tenon gains Shadow and Shroud until end of turn. This ability triggers only once each turn. Okay, sure. Weirdo card. And Nodic, a story in 3 cards. You got it. Celestial Novice. Oh, I love the art. It's a blue 2/2 human wizard. Honestly, it's a pretty strong card by itself. Enters the battlefield tapped. Ooh, I think by today's standards this is fine. 2/2 wizard cannot block the turn it comes into play, but is very strong. It's very, very, very. I guess what gives them an extra power and toughness? The book. I'll throw this book at you. I warn you. The Astute Apprentice. Now this is a 2/3 human wizard for 3 mana. It's got flash. And also when it enters the battlefield, choose 1. Return target creature to its owner's hand or draw a card, then discard a card. That actually is great. I think this is a banger card. Okay, so what do we have next? Sometimes talent may bloom in places one would least expect. Like the whole thing, like returning a creature to someone's hand at instant speed, I think is just a beating of a play. And you also have the option to loot like bad cards out of your hand. Elfrida, Font of Hope. So basically, this is the journey of Elfrida from the measly student to now a powerful human wizard. A 5 mana 4/5 creature with flash and flying enters the battlefield or attacks. Other wizards you control get +1/+1 and have flying. So everyone is more bolder in the face of whenever Elfrida leads the charge. When the darkness of despair threatens to overtake the plane, the stars will burn their brightest. Isn't the middle one already a card, but they replaced make a 1 bird with flash? I don't know if I had loot on it, though. There's a lot of 3 mana cards where ETB bounce something. Also, I don't think... most of them are also 2/2 creatures, not 2/3s. Bacon Catbug. Bacon Catbug. Hypnotic Umbra. You're also getting into the Umbras. Hypnotic Umbra. This is fair and balanced. You think so? So it's not Hypnotic Spectre. It's an Umbra. 3 mana aura, +2/+2, and has flying. Enchanted creature deals damage to an opponent. That player discards a card completely at random. Don't be too unlucky. It's really fine. Yeah, you got like a Spectre on the form of an Umbra. I can get behind that. Brawly Shadow with the dash. This looks so comic book looking. Red, 1/1 human hero. Flash. First strike and haste. Whenever it deals damage equal to its power to any target. And also, at the beginning of each player's end step, return the dash to its owner's hand from the battlefield. So it's like literally dashing over and over and over again. Oh, but you can flash it. At least you can flash it and play at end of turn. At the beginning of each player's end step. That's funny. You design the card based around, like, the character's called Dash. So you basically built the card around the mechanic that already existed. And Nodic with the Simic Slime Mancer. We got 3 mana 2/2 Elf Ooze Warlock. Whenever Simic Slime Mancer or another non-token ooze enters the battlefield under your control, put a slime counter on Simic Slime Mancer whenever a creature an opponent controls attacks. If you're the defending player, you may move a slime counter from the Simic Slime Mancer on that creature. So you're moving the slime around. Creatures your opponents control with slime counters on them get -1/-0 for each slime they control. What is all this gunk slowing me down? Putting this gum on the bottom of my shoe. Does anyone know how to throw their gum out around here? So yeah, that's definitely a pass. Interesting card, too. Banquet Poisoner. I think I've overdone this sound effect. We'll do this one. Okay, the Poisoner. This is a green-black 1/3 human assassin. Whenever a player sacrifices a food token, that player gets a poison counter. And also tap... What's this? So you're like punishing people for playing food? That food could be poisoned, you know? Who knows what's in that stuff? Hey, Belle. Ooh, I like the Poisoner a lot. We're gonna poison people. We're gonna poison their food a lot. And also tap. Each player creates a food token, then sacrifices an artifact. Whenever a player sacrifices a food... So they're not even using the food. I think it's more flavorful if they like use the food. They're like they're literally throwing it into the garbage. Why would they get poisoned? So I think this is a flavor fail. Otherwise, I think this is fine. The flavor, it's such a flavor fail. We got a food, we dumped it, like yesterday's leftovers, and why would we get sick over that? We should be able to sack it, gain 3 life, and then get the poison counter. That's how it should work. Although then it would make it honestly, it would make it a really crappy card, to be honest. Then next up, we'll take another one from Baking Kappa. Thorkel's Gambit. Whatever that's supposed to mean. We have Thassa's Oracle with holding a die. Whatever that's supposed to mean. Okay, Demir, instant. Ante the top 420 cards of your library. As Thoracle bet her stash, she gazed upon her purple die and wondered, like what? This is silly. Silly and nonsensical. Oh, Jack from The Incredibles. The baby. Jack the baby, discovering his powers. It's a blue, green, black 1/1 human hero with changeling. Jack has all activated abilities of other creatures on the battlefield. As long as because it can gain the power of anything. As long as Jack is on the battlefield, it has all activated abilities of all creature cards in all graveyards, even the dead. Okay, fair enough. Next up, Anodic, the Blade of the Gilded Greed. Ooh, Blade of... Oh, sorry. Blade of Gilded Greed. Blade of Gilded Greed. We have a 2-mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has double strike. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage, create a gold token, which it's like that's a treasure, right? Basically. And then it has golden. Creatures that are dealt combat damage by a equipped creature don't untap during their controller's next untap steps. So don't be blocking it, or you're not going to untap at all. Actually, hold on, that doesn't make any sense. Creatures that are dealt combat damage by a equipped creature don't untap during their controller's next untap step. Oh, so if they attack me, I block, they don't untap. Cool. Next up, Bacon Catbug's Prismatic Hydra. Of course, we need more Hydras around here. Prismatic Hydra. A lot of heads on that Hydra. Okay, it's a 0/0 Hydra. Spend only colored mana on X. X can't be 0. Prismatic Hydra is all colors, with Trample and Ward. Also, it is not a human. Trample Ward 2. Enters with X +1/+1 counters. Then if at least 5 different colors of mana were spent to cast it, double the number of counters on it instead. So congratulations, you've reached... If you can meet the company's quota as high as this, we will double your salary as a bonus. Double the money. Okay, just some guy who does what he wants. No pathetic cards. Time for another meme. It's time for another meme card. Do I have a meme sound effect here? I'm gonna give you the meme sound effect for a meme card. Is that another Yu-Gi-Oh card? Oh, great! It's a Yu-Gi-Oh card. I should have some Yu-Gi-Oh sound effects on here. Okay, we have 5-mana legendary sorcery. Reveal your hand. Somehow convince the other player that the cards you have in your hand should make you win the game. If you do so, successfully win the game. Although in the battle versus Kaiba, he had no choice but to lose the game. It was over. I've assembled the Exodia. Exodia obliterates. Exodia? No one's ever been able to summon him. Well, someone did. Grandpa's deck had it was a huge luck. Yugi's deck is garbage. Even with Exodia, I think it's just a super random deck full of situational cards. Unbelievable that he was able to beat Pegasus. What a robbery. All right, you missed a card. You missed a card in part 3. Donate for Graft Engine. Huh? What did I miss in part 3? Or did I get it? Did you just snipe yourself? Is that what you meant? I think you said you're talking about sniping earlier. Okay, Graft Engine. Donate for Graft Engine? I got it. Yeah, I did get it. I am dumb. Ignore. All right, then we're gonna donate to the. We're gonna donate here. Okay, look who's lucky. Talon Lee, you're so lucky. Your card gets to be part of the show. The 2-mana 3/4 insect with flying. As long as Amber Glade Guard is on the battlefield and you don't control a commander, it's a land. That is so weird. So I have to cast my land, or do I get to just play it as a land? As long as Amber Glade Guard is on the battlefield and you don't control a commander. So I think I literally have to cast this for 2 mana. Oh, it's like a mana dork. So it's like it's like those command cards, those commander cards, the two mana rocks. And then if you have a commander on the battlefield, it becomes a 3/4 creature. I think that's a banger idea. I think that's a pretty cool. I think this is a pretty cool card. You're basically making creatures. You have creatures that add mana, but then it can turn into creatures. How am I trying to word this? It's on the battlefield. If you don't control a commander, it's a land. Or is it a land and a creature at the same time? Actually, this is a bit of a head scratcher. So maybe it's a creature no matter what. I'm just wondering if it's like... Oh, so it specifically says it's not a creature anymore. Okay, so we need to have the commander in play to turn into a creature. I like that. That's pretty cool. And with that, I'm free. I am completely free. Thank you very much, everyone, for being part of the show today. As usual, okay, usually we do this show 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Always check my Discord or check the posts on YouTube, because I sometimes update the show if there's ever going to be a change, and today there needed to be a change. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or sometimes you super chat so other people can be part of the show. The Coffee crew looks after their own, and thank you everyone for being here in the morning. We got Christopher B, just some guy who does what he wants, makes meme cards. We got Bell, Toilet Duck, Ginka, Bacon Catbug, Majra. Also big donator of the show and supporters of the show, Bacon Catbug and Majra. The show is supported by viewers like you. Toads, Tabashell, Brawly Shadow, Opportunity Drive, Mordrex, Steve Cooper, because you guys are the show. So, as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing up them coffees, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and keep brewing up them custom Magic the Gathering cards. I'll see you at the next time. I'll see you at the next